Hello, this is Mr. White, and what we have here is a dichotomous key. I'm going to try to sort of walk through maybe the first two here, that way you can sort of have an idea of how it works, and then if you still have some problems with it, shoot me an email, and I'll either make another video or try to just walk you through it through email. This dichotomous keys I don't think are very hard in and of themselves. They kind of make sense. You're just looking at something and following the steps. Does it look like this or this? This one can be a little challenging, and I think it looks more challenging than it is because you're looking at arachnid anatomy and your new words that you're probably not used to, like cephalothorax and pedipalps. But if you don't overthink, and this shouldn't be too bad, just the cephalothorax, it's basically the head. It's really the head and the thorax or the chest sort of fused together. That's why they call it that. And then pedipalps are just those little things coming out there. But even not knowing that, you should not struggle too much. But we'll walk through this first one. So we got something labeled A, and we don't know what this creature is. So we're going to use this key and work through the steps. And when we get to the end of it, we should know what it is. So you always start at the top at number 1. So then you look, 1 has A and B. A says the cephalothorax or abdomen is segmented. And then B says neither cephalothorax nor abdomen are segmented. And segmented just means it's sort of cut into sections. And if you look at the abdomen or the back of this creature here, we see these sort of lines across it. You can see different sections, different segments. So it is segmented. So since it's segmented, we'll follow A, and it says to go to number 2. Number 2 says the abdomen with a tail or the abdomen without a tail. I think clearly we can call that a tail sticking out there. So we'll go to number 3. 3 says a thick tail with a stinger. B, a slender tail without a stinger at the tip. So this certainly isn't thick. I'd say it's pretty slender, it's thin. And even if you weren't entirely sure, if you looked at the stinger with a tip, you would see that that says scorpion. And while we may not know what this is, there's a good chance you might know what a scorpion is and that that isn't it. Anyways, it's a slender tail without a stinger, so we go to 4. And 4 says the pincers are on the pedipalps, and it's a large arachnid. B says the pincers are on the jaws, it's a small arachnid. Now, even if the pincers, because it can be kind of hard to tell here, if you weren't sure about that, you could probably tell if it was large or small. And especially compared to everything else on this page, it's pretty small. So this would be B, and it is a micro-whip scorpion. Now, that one should already be filled out on your paper, just sort of showing you how she got to that conclusion. But we'll work through B here as well, just to make sure we get what's going on here. So, cephalothorax or abdomen is segmented, or neither cephalothorax or abdomen is segmented. So if you look here, you can also see those lines as sort of sections across, so it is segmented once again. So we'll go to number 2, abdomen with a tail or abdomen without a tail. So this time the back of that long-legged creature doesn't look like it has a tail. So this time we'll follow B without a tail. It tells us to go to number 5. So 5 here says the first leg long and whip-like, where the legs are about equal length. So if you'll see there, it handily tells us that the legs are equal length for B here. So we'll follow legs about equal length and go to number 6. The abdomen is much smaller than the cephalothorax, or the abdomen is as large or larger than the cephalothorax. So the abdomen, that's that part that's sort of segmented there that we can see. The cephalothorax, or the head of this guy, is pretty tiny. You can sort of barely distinguish between where it starts and where the abdomen is. So the abdomen isn't much smaller, it's larger. So we would go follow B and go to 7. 7 says the pedipalps are longer than the legs, or the pedipalps are about the same size or shorter than the legs. So the pedipalps are those little things sort of sticking out there, and as you can tell, those legs are way longer than those little things coming out of the head. So we'd follow B, go to number 8. It says the legs are long and stilt-like, or the legs are not longer than the body. Pedipalps lack pincers. So if you'll see these legs here, they're long. They're way longer than that body. Body's pretty small. Legs are very long. And this name suits the creature. It is a daddy long legs. Hopefully working through the dichotomous key like this has helped. And, if you have any questions, let us know and we'll do what we can to help you. You always start at the top and just work your way down till you get an answer. And if it helps, you'll never repeat any of these. You won't have like 2 scorpions or 2 daddy long legs. So once you've found one, you've got it. And so if you come to it again, you've probably messed up somewhere. And then she's already filled in a couple of the more challenging ones, so hopefully it's not too bad. But let us know if you need anything.